Hey guys, Brandon Woolham with CCM Magazine, hanging out here in Nashville, Tennessee today with someone who's came a long way to see us. We're with LILLI from Australia, and I'm guessing a lot of people watching this are like, who?
Yeah.
So let's start there. How did you get from Australia over here this week, and just give us the LILLI story?
Yeah, well, as most of these stories go, it ends up being a convoluted God story. And it starts in South Australia, which is where I'm from. In the last 3 years, started a degree in music. Grew up loving music, as most people do, singing and playing and doing all the things. And then, started pursuing study in music, doing a Bachelor of Music at the moment. And I met several people through that. And one of the people that I met was Aaron, who has just pioneered ACR, Australian Christian Records. And through that connection with him, he knows some people around the place, and I knew I was coming to the USA to sort of explore some music stuff and meet some people. And then this wonderful opportunity raised its head, and now here I am. And I quite frankly can't believe that I'm actually in Nashville. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, so here recently you just put out an EP too, Nostalgia. And when people look at this, they're going to be like, wait, that's the same girl? Because this album is branded in kind of an 80s theme. And looking at you, I'm guessing you weren't born in the 80s, probably not even the 90s. So how did this 80s theme of this EP come about?
That's a great question. So this was in conjunction with ACR and Aaron Duff. And I think in later years, but for a while now, had this random infatuation with the 80s. And so when Aaron was showing me the stuff that he does and works on, and we knew we wanted to do something together. We knew we wanted to produce something, and we were leaning towards an EP, and we were sort of exploring what that would sound like. And he's very good at like the electronic sort of retro wave synth stuff. So this sort of pop modern 80s twist thing was born, combined for our different loves and tastes. And it's been super fun. Getting, my hair permed and wearing colors and all of that. I've really milked it for all it's worth, actually.
Have you been able to find pictures of like your parents from back in there to see if you kind of looked like them in that era?
I did. There's one photo I've got where I'm like, I think I look just like my mum in this shot, which is a win for me. So,
yeah. So you talked about on that album or the EP, a lot of electronic sounds of that. And then today you come in, you're able to strip some of these songs down completely with just a guitar and a keyboard. Do the songs start that way and then you add in all electronics?
Yeah, great question. It depends on the song. So Nostalgia started, that ended up being my favorite song on the EP is Nostalgia. And that one started off electronic. We knew what direction that was going in from the get-go. Secret, however, I just did, you've heard the piano version, so different on the EP. Different chords, different style. It's almost like a remix of it, And I love that. I love that the song can be versatile enough to have so many different sounds. In terms of the writing of it, yes, I wrote that on piano first. Most of my writing happens on piano or guitar. It's just the instruments that are in front of me when the creativity strikes, and then all the other bits and bobs come later.
Yeah, so, this one here kind of just teasing us. There's just a few songs on this EP.
Yeah.
So what's next? Is there a full length coming that'll join up with this, or is it a different direction completely and maybe not even an 80s theme?
Look, probably a little bit of both. There is definitely, I'm not actually sure how much I'm allowed to say, but as a little teaser, there's definitely some more stuff coming this year as a follow-on from the EP. So if you like the sound of the EP, definitely stay tuned for all of that. And it's also going to be involving other artists, which I love. I love collaboration. In terms of long term, heavens knows. Still working all of that stuff out, I think.
So here in Nashville in America, we think Christian music. In Australia, we immediately think of For King and Country. How is the scene over there for artists that we haven't heard of over there in Australia?
That's a good question. First of all, love For King and Country. We will happily claim them.
They live here in Nashville,
right?
So you may just run into them this week.
Dude,
you never know.
imagine. The Christian music scene in Australia, I think, is quite broad, actually. We've got some very talented, even local artists to South Australia with like a vast array of genres going on, all of the music Christian. And each of them find their own followings and the people that go, yeah, that's the sound I love, that's the sound I want to be a part of. And I love that. I love that there's so much room for expression, I guess you could say, but in the Christian music scene.
Mm-hmm. So you've been in America just, a week or so now?
Yeah.
Have you got to experience some other sites other than Nashville?
I have. I was very, very privileged to fly into New York first. So I saw all the sites there, got to go to a couple of Broadway shows. Fantastic. Incredible. And then I also got to meet family for the first time in Washington, D.C. Have some American cousins, and I'd met like 3 of them, I think. And so it was my great auntie's 90th birthday.
Wow.
Happened to be whilst I was in the country. So I went to that and met my great auntie for the first time. She's lovely. All of them are.
Is Nashville the end point, or are you going to go to see some other spots too?
I've actually got... Dude, it sounds so wild. It is wild. I'm heading on to Vegas next.
Wow.
I've got some people that I know there that I'm connecting with on the music scene as well. And then my end point is LA, just because that's where I fly back to Australia from.
Yeah, so you get to see a little bit of the whole country. You're getting to see.
I'm kind of doing all the underside.
How different it is everywhere too. Wait till you get out of West; it gets even more different than New York and Nashville. A lot of different accents too.
Yes. I've already noticed at least 2 different accents.
Yeah, and you're gonna get some more when you get out to the West Side in LA.
Right. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. So is there any plans to maybe get you over here to play some shows eventually, or is that maybe why you're here now, to do some networking and find some?
That would be the dream, is to, get back and play some proper shows. And yes, I mean, that's half of the reason I'm here really, is to network, meet wonderful people such as yourself, and to get a feel for what the music scene is like here. And I've already learned that it's surprisingly different to Australia, the Christian music scene, that is, which is fascinating to me. But so it's really helpful to be able to come, ask questions, meet the right people, get the information that I can then take back and share with my peers at uni, or, Aaron on the label. So
yeah. Well, where do people find you and stream this album or EP that's already out there?
Actually, any of your favorite listening platforms: Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Amazon Music. It's all there. My Instagram handle is Lilly_music_ in between those words.
And maybe spell Lilly for them, because here in America, we like to spell it many different ways.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's Lilli. So only 2 different letters. It trips people up all the time. Those key rings with like the personalized ones? Never got one with my name on there. Anyways.
So Australia spells it many different ways too.
Yeah, totally. Totally. All the ways. Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook under Lilly Forward as well. On the artist, my artist profile is just Lilly, my first name in all capitals. I'm all over the place. So.
All right, you're gonna be all over the place the next couple weeks too. So maybe they'll see you out there as you travel around America.
Amazing. Yeah, say hi.
Yeah, good to see you. Have fun.
Thanks so much, Brandon. Thanks for having me.